Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Last time we just got done with Angler's Tunnel, and now we've got we got a lot of stuff we could do, especially the training sequence. We're gonna be doing a lot of that in this part because now that we have the flippers, we have access to a number of things. But first off, we have another song because I haven't mentioned this yet, but the ocarina we acquired earlier in the playthrough allows us to, well, obviously play songs, but there's more than just the Ballad of the Windfish that we're going to learn. There's a whopping total of 4 songs we'll be able to play. And we're going to be acquiring our second one right away. Well, not right away, because we had to get that harp piece. In the original game, it was actually hard to see that harp piece. In fact, it was hard to see anything underwater, actually, now that I think about it. Because it's not... Because... Since this is a remake, they were able to really flesh out how the water looks in this game, kind of like how it looks in Super Mario Sunshine. But with the original, it looked pretty flat. Anyways, let's talk to Mambo and get some music going. You're welcome, by the way. Uh, I love old SpongeBob. It's hilarious. When you play my Mambo, you can warp to a warp point around the island. Try its tune in the dungeons too. Or this tune. And since today is a special day, I'll let you warp to Mambo's pond too. He's not kidding. And I advise you make use of this. A lot more than I sure as heck did. With this playthrough because, yeah, you if you stand in any spot and you use it, you will automatically teleport to one of the warp points you have located throughout the game. So it doesn't matter where you are. So you don't exactly have to find a warp point in order to warp anymore. You can just use this song. You can just use this song and warp to any area you want. It's kind of like the flute in Ocarina of Time because you got the flute. You got a bird to take you to a select number of areas. It wasn't a warp point necessarily. It wasn't actual warps necessarily, but they had junctions where the bird could take you, so that's cool. What's with this ghost following me? Anyway, come over here by Kanalet Castle. You get ourselves another heart piece. I don't know what's up with this ghost, but he's kind of freaking me out. Alright, so basically how this works is once you get close to this area, this ghost will start following you. And if you wait around and if you explore too long for a while, yeah, right here. So basically we gotta take him to the house at the bay, Martha's Bay to be exact. So we're gonna take out our new Mambo song. And now we can teleport all the way down to Martha's Bay, which we opened up the warp point a little while ago. So let's do that. The ghost will come with you. You don't have to walk there, thankfully. And we can go in the house to our left over here. But yeah, like I say, it's hard to find some stuff underwater in the original game because the water is just a flat texture. So you kind of have to already know, like when you go in that cave, in the mountainous area, you have to sort of know that there's something here because when you initially swim in there in the original game, all you see is the water. You don't see anything else. So you sort of get the idea to at least dive under the water and see if you can find anything. It's just that the heart piece is kind of in a particular spot, so you also have to kind of know where it is. Oh, this must be where this guy lived. Or girl. I don't know if it was... I don't know the gender of this ghost before when it was alive. Apparently this is where it lived. What happened to this poor thing? Well, at least we were able to breeze the nostalgia into this thing. Alright, cool. Before we leave, we're gonna just take your seashell, because you don't need it anymore, clearly. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this ghost to the cemetery, which is right by the Taba Wasteland. But before we do that, we're just gonna go over here real quick, dive under the Zora. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot to say that. Those are Zoras. Yeah, they're Zoras, just like in Link to the Past. They'll come out of the water, they'll spit projectiles at you. I haven't brought it up to this point because we haven't really had to deal with them until now, since we now have the ability to actually swim in the waters of Koholint Island. I can now actually bring mention of them. But enough about that. Let's get this ghost to its grave. Oh, he's happy. Or she. It's happy. A jar for you. Put something inside. Bye-bye. So you probably noticed that the music acted a little weird. I had to jump cut because I think my capture device is dying on me because I lost the amount of times my screen went black when I was recording, especially with the recent sessions I recorded yesterday, because I think I recorded like at least 3 parts yesterday, and I was running into that issue a lot. So I'm probably gonna have to get a new capture device soon, which really stinks, but it's just how it goes. I'm supposedly we're supposed to be getting another sort of check within the next month, so I'm probably going to get an Elgato and actually know how to flipping use it this time, because the last time I bought one, I couldn't figure it out. So I will be and if anything, it might lead to better looking videos, maybe, I don't know. Alright, so now that we did that, we're gonna bring this boat to this guy. Now, if you're wondering why the owl sort of appeared when it did, it's because you actually have to do that thing with the ghost, because otherwise you're not going to be able to go to the next dungeon. Because for some baffling reason, the ghost, like, prevents you from going inside any dungeons or whatever. I think that's what it is. Like, the ghost prevents you from progressing for some odd reason, but anyways. Not to mention, we got a bottle out of it, so I'm pretty happy about it. There are 3 bottles in this game total, as I found out with my recent recordings. We'll be getting we'll be getting a 3rd bottle later. But first, we gotta deliver a letter. Link the mailman. We gotta bring it to a man known as Mr. Wright. Which might sound familiar to some of you people that have played a lot of Nintendo games. I know of the character, but I don't really know the context. I know he's from a game, but that's all I really know. I know nothing about the game. I don't even know what the name of the game is. But anyway, we're gonna take this bunny rabbit's request and bring it over to her. And his house should be right over here. Oh yeah, by the way, we gave her the hibiscus. This is part of the training sequence. I don't know why I didn't mention it. What's this? A letter for me? I'm so happy. And look, the letter came with a pictograph. I wonder who's this? Interesting. She's so beautiful. I must give you something for your trouble. Looks like all I have is this broom. How'll that do? How'd that be? Sure. You sure you want to give that up? Your house looks kind of cluttered. Anyways, he probably has a spare. Alright, so now what we're going to do with this broom is go back to Mabe Village. Because if you talk to one of the villagers, they'll mention that they lost their broom. I think you can find this out as early as when you start up the game. So we're gonna meet with this villager, specifically this old lady right over here. A new broom. I'm actually not gonna try. I'm not doing it. And she has a fishing hook she found near the riverbank. I'm not sure why she was sweeping by there specifically, but I won't argue. We got another trade item. But before we take this trade item to where it belongs, we're going to play the trendy game again because I hate myself. Because they have a secret seashell. And I believe this is the last one in the game that... Well, okay, there's only 2 in the trendy game. This is the second of those 2. And to my knowledge, there are only 2 in the game when it comes to the trading. When it comes to the... I hate this. Oh man, like I have memories of trying to play the crane game at like your local Walmarts and whatnot, and I think there were some crane games I may have dabbled into at a Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid. I don't think I've ever won a crane game like at all throughout my entire life. So like you can tell there's some sort of like this unnerving feeling with me throughout this entire shtick. I already screwed this up, and I think I screwed it up like 2 or 3 times because, like, I don't know I don't know what's been going on with me lately. Like you'll see it in the parts that I recorded yesterday. I have been really terrible with this crane game. And I can't, yeah, see, it's like, I let go of the button too early, and I was just like, oops. Like, I don't know what was going through my head. Like, this is just me being bad at the game. This is not it being really hard, it's just me being terrible. And and the thing that I find interesting is, like, we were in here earlier with Marin, and she managed to be a pro and get the actual trendy game owner, which you can't logically do because you're only allowed to go up and right. You can't go up and you can't go down. So that was really odd to me. I mean, maybe if you press both buttons simultaneously, but I really don't think you could do that. Anyway, we got a cheap figurine, so we're gonna take that. And also our seashell, because obviously that's important. And we're gonna put our cheap where it belongs. Belongs. Wait, Link, where are you going? No, Link, no, Link. Oh crap. Oops. It's fine. I'll put it where it belongs later. Because again, after every dungeon, you usually want to check to see if figurines are there, and if you have the figurine, I already explained this earlier, but if you still have a figurine in your inventory, the trendy game won't spawn another one. So don't worry, I'll put that where it belongs later. And for delivering the letter, we get another secret cheese. doing it again. We got another double S. There we go, double S. That's it. And Mare's just there singing for all the animals, because apparently they won't leave her alone. Do you do anything else, Marin, except sing? Well, I guess you're a pro at crane games, but that's besides the point. Alright, so before we gotta move on, we're gonna take our fishing hook under this bridge. Kinda reminds me of when you went under the bridge and Link to the Past to get a bottle. So we're gonna get up here and talk to this guy, and give him a fishing hook, because apparently he lost his or something. You know, dude, if you're looking for some fishing hooks or lures, I might know a guy back in Mabe Village. But anyways, as a reward, he's going to fish something out, and whatever it is, he's going to give it to us. It's a necklace! And we actually just passed by an NPC that's actually looking for it. So we're gonna give it. So we're gonna give this necklace. We're gonna give this necklace up right away, because there's a mermaid here. I'm not sure why there's a mermaid here. Give it back. I will give you a scale, as I said. You said that the thing is, if you preemptively talk to her, she'll say she lost her scale, her necklace. And if you do manage to get her necklace back, she'll give you a scale from her tail. And then, I think in the original Japanese version, it's her bra that she lost, which is really odd. Anyways, we get the necklace from her, now we have a scale. We're not going to do anything with that scale just yet. At least not until after our next dungeon is done. But before that, we got another heart piece. Oh, look how beautiful this water is, all glistening, all that, with all the reflections. I love this game. I love how this game looks. It is gorgeous. Alright, now we're actually going to make our way over here. Unfortunately, you could have gone over here earlier, but going inside wouldn't have mattered because there's a bunch of water. But now that we have the flippers, we can do that. So, we're just going to grab this good old heart piece over here. But there is more to this area than just simply that heart piece. We're going to go up these stairs. And then we go down these stairs. Check it out, we have another area similar to the one where we increased our magic powder. Now with this one, I just bought the bow and arrow. It's very expensive in that shop. It's like 980 rupees, so make sure you have the money for it. This guy will increase the amount of bombs you can hold or the amount of arrows you can hold. So you can choose between having 60 bombs or 60 arrows. Whichever one you choose is completely up to you, whatever you choose is completely up to you, because the game will always make sure you have enough bombs for all the necessities you need whenever you're going through dungeons. There's always a spot to get some bombs, so you never have to worry about that. And with the arrows, when you actually find an area you can use them, you will get some arrow drops from certain from enemies and pots and whatnot. But only when you actually find a place to use them, which unfortunately isn't going to be for a while. In fact, I didn't actually start using the bow and arrow until the 6th dungeon, which we're not going to get to for a little while. I'm going to grab these apples because I'm hungry. And then we're going to go down here. Because I believe, yep, there's another heart piece right under this water. I love how their way of adding more heart pieces to this remake was just putting a bunch of them in plain sight. Nice transition. transition there. I think I'm gonna just stick to that transition. It just looks natural. And now we got our last secret seashell. At least for the part. So we managed to do all that stuff. So I think we're gonna call it a part. Next time on The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, we're gonna go back to Martha's Bay and enter the Catfish's Maw. So until then, I got a juice.